and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. Alright, how you guys all doing today? I'm joined by my friend, my companion, my duo. He's a staple to the Call of Duty scene. He goes by the name of Ben Janessine. Ben, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Friday, so we finished a busy work week. On my lunch break, I was able to squeeze over to the driving range because I picked up my new clubs and I was hitting some absolute bombs.
How they feeling? Good. The new clubs good? They fit good?
They feel so good, man.
Oh yeah, you're stylish, man.
But got the rest of the set, so we're valid. And yeah, I'm excited. Talk some COD before we hop into the weekend. Unfortunately, we don't have any games this weekend. And actually, do we have games next week? Is there another week break?
I don't know. July 4th, they pushed it back. Yeah, we had another week off, which is fine. I mean, hey, it's a holiday. It's July 4th. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to be watching COD anyway. Everybody's out doing stuff. I mean, even myself, I wanted to take July 4th off just to go, go out, go do something, look at the fireworks, go to the beach. I don't know, do something.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
You live in Dallas, brother. Where you go?
I'll be in LA. I'll be in LA during the July 4th. Yeah, I'll be in LA.
That's lit.
Yeah, we usually go to Malibu. They have really nice beaches there. We just go to fucking Malibu.
Malibu's
yeah, it's beautiful, man. But I'll be in LA. I'll be chilling with Crowder and Cole and my girlfriend and everybody down there for July 4th. We'll keep the shows pumping. I mean, I was planning on keeping the shows pumping, but there's nothing to do now. We might get some things. We might have some shows.
What's I don't know. Maybe we gotta find an interview we can do next week or something.
Yeah, we can. Hey, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of different directions that me and Ben want to do with the show, guys. Like, we definitely want to get some people on and do stuff, that's, we obviously do post-game shit after the games and stuff, but we talk COD and we answer questions and do that. That's kind of like the everyday thing. But there's so many different guests we can get on, so many different things we could talk about, whether that's COD, things outside of COD. This podcast can go so many different directions, and we don't want to close ourselves off to any of that shit. So if you guys have anybody that you want us to try and reach out to and maybe try and get on the show, I see a lot of people saying Hex. I've talked to Hector before about coming on the show. I'd like to get Eric Anderson, maybe from FaZe, maybe Adam at Pacella. So many different people. Nate Shot. I see a lot of people putting Nate Shot.
Get like Sundance on the show.
Sundance, Sepso, a lot of these guys.
Get on I don't know. There's a lot of people. We're kind of the goal that Tom and I have is especially in the off season, guys. We want to do a lot of interviews, not just with COD people, just people in the industry, and just have a convo and chill.
Just because, why not? I think there's a niche again. We did something in COD that nobody's really been doing. A lot of post game shows, nobody's doing shit like that. And it's same with these interviews. We like to keep it very comfortable on the show. At least me, my whole idea of the show was to keep it very laid back, have people come on, be themselves. Doesn't need to be suit talk, people could come on, say whatever the fuck they want. And again, you guys have so many people I see you putting in the chat, like TP and Crim and so many different things, man. We could always do an episode. Maybe Scump. I could talk to Scump a little bit. Maybe at the end of the year we could have Scump, dissect the whole year. There's so many different things that we could do. But that's a whole different topic of discussion, Ben. We definitely have some new groups that were just dropped. Oh yeah, and I also, before we get into the groups, we picked up ASIM today, guys. So those of you who've been waiting for ASIM to come to Texas, he obviously had visa problems. Those are all gone. They're finished. Finito. Have a good day. ASIM, he's in Dallas.
How's this new place? Did he go over there?
I didn't go in because when we picked up ASIM, it was me, Clay, and ASIM. We reached out to Paco. He didn't answer, but then he ended up answering when it was too late. But we ended up picking up ASIM. We went out to get some barbecue. We went to get some barbecue, some Dallas barbecue.
Did you go to the barbecue place that's by the airport?
No. We went to Pecan Lodge. It's called Pecan Lodge. It's really good.
Isn't that right by the airport? I've been to Pecan Lodge before. No. It actually
it's by my apartment. Yeah, it definitely fucking hits. Hey guys, the barbecue in Dallas in Texas is unmatched.
I've been to this place, dude.
The barbecue bed over here, forget about it. It's good shit, guys.
I will say though, and this is not to shun the barbecue in Dallas, but the barbecue in Austin, the Hill Country, is way better, and that's not cap.
You're saying Austin, Texas, you're saying is better?
Austin, and then if you go west, into the Hill Country, just to the middle of fucking nowhere, or if you go to Lockhart, in between San Antonio and Austin. Yeah, dude, it's on.
But what's the difference? Bro. Because the Pecan Lodge barbecue that I'm getting in Dallas is unreal. It's unbelievable, and it's
I just think the brisket, and the ribs and the sausage to me just kind of hits in the Hill Country.
I don't know. Today, what did I get today? I got sausage. I got pork ribs. I got all kinds. Guys, I don't know what the fuck I got. I got a whole bunch of fucking shit, and I went to town. I got some mac and cheese. It was good shit. It was really good shit. But ASIM, he's at his apartment now. He said he might drop by later. He might come on the stream. If we're still doing the show, he said he'll come on the show live in person. But he's busy, guys. He's got a lot of boxes and stuff, so Ben, I also turned you up a little bit because I think you were a little bit on the low side. But let's get right into it, guys. We obviously got new groups, Ben. And listen, there's a lot of talent in the league, Ben. There's a lot of talent. So both groups look good to me. But I'm curious to get your opinions on them.
So this is an interesting stage because we're starting to see the playoff picture kind of solidify, right? Top 8's basically locked. FaZe got the first seed locked. I think probably the most interesting race at the moment, because there's still a lot up in the air, is probably that second seed kind of trio between Toronto, Dallas, and New York, and then OpTic's a little bit farther back and forth, but they could make up some room there. So what I thought was interesting in this group draw, Dallas ended up putting OpTic in the other group, with the thought process being, and I kind of tipped Rambo Ray for this one, or Crimsix, whoever came up with it, that they wanted at least one of the teams in that race to be in their group, so that ended up being a 20-point game when they played. I respect the strategy. Ultimately, Toronto ended up not really biting on that, and they put New York in the other group. So Minnesota ended up on the B side. And then the rest of it kind of shook out as it was. I don't know if you watched the video, Tom, but every single like stage when Ricky Ator from Florida is like picked a team, usually it's like Seattle or Paris. He always says the same thing.
What's he saying?
He says, "Oh, we just can't beat those guys." Every video he says the same thing.
I haven't even watched the video. I haven't even watched it.
But the video aside, I feel like these are pretty even groups. To me, I think just in terms of purely like where the standings are at, I think Group B is probably going to be the most interesting. Just with the mix of what I think are the top 4 teams plus Seattle, and then LAG if they kind of turn around. On the Group A side, I think it's a little top heavy. I will say go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how long is the video? Because everybody's saying watch the video. Is it a long video?
A couple minutes. Pull it up. Yeah,
we can pull it up. We could definitely pull it up and watch it and see what was kind of going through their minds.
Go to YouTube and you'll find it.
Oh, is that where it's at? The colleague YouTube?
Yeah, let's watch it. It's pretty lit.
All right, let's do it.
Have you ever watched any of the group draw videos? They're pretty funny.
Yeah, I've watched them in the past. I didn't watch this one specifically though. Is it this one? Yeah, cowards. You guys are cowards, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's tune in. We're gonna watch it together, and we'll give you guys our thoughts. Let's see what these guys are saying.
A pub.
Playing a pub.
Yeah, man.
Invite me.
Yeah, let's get a league play going.
Yeah, try it. You guys are offline. You guys are fronters.
I was lying. I'm not on.
You guys are all fronters, man.
The Toronto Ultra, if we go into Group B, we still consider Toronto the second best team in the league, so got to stick them over there and wait till the next land to face them.
No way, Ray. Fire back. Respected him.
Yeah, a little spicy.
I mean, they did smoke us the first 2 maps on Sunday,
He spots another one. Why not? Pull it out. Smokes him in the middle of the courtyard.
We will be picking OpTic Gaming to go to the other side of the bracket. We want the battle for...
What do you think about this? I paused it. What do you think about Rambo sending OpTic to the other side?
I love it.
You love it?
Great. As I just said earlier, I love the move out of them. They needed to try and like get a 20-point game. For the best result for them would have been all 3 teams were in the same group.
Yeah.
Because then if you beat them, then that's an advantage on both. And they think they're a good team. I really respect the strategy.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Second seed on our side of the bracket.
These videos are sick.
With the return of ASIM, the subliners are going to be firing on all cylinders, and we're actually going to send the subliners over to Group A.
Cowards.
Depriving you of that, of complete control, Ray, I'm afraid.
Tragic.
Those are cowards, man.
It's Marky B's orders, you know?
Come on.
Marky B's orders.
Marky B's orders? I'm gonna have a word with that guy.
Yeah, Marky's not here. It's your choice.
He's the director.
We'll be sending Minnesota to the other group. They're obviously a super solid team.
This is a weird one to me when Choice sent Minnesota to the other side. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, like think about who they have to choose between, right?
Yeah.
It's
so
like
who
Thieves,
is it?
Minnesota, Florida. Like I don't mind it. Maybe they just have a bad matchup with the Texas versus Texas based on them being in Frisco. It's not like they had to choose if New York was in play. I would have put New York in their group, but they just got picked before that. So I don't mind that pick. The group ended up working out for them. It's like pretty. Unless Thieves become a much better team, like top 3 should be pretty solidified.
I don't know why I thought they were gonna send Florida. I don't know why. I thought he was gonna pick Florida right there.
I can see the Florida pick as I'm dragging Trey in here. Trey 0.
What's going on, Trey Boy Cardi?
How is everybody doing on this fine Friday?
What's happening, fella?
Beautifully fantastic.
We're doing great, Trey. We're just watching this video right now. We're watching it on stream. We're going by, you know, these coaches. Or I don't even know who's this guy for Toronto. Flux.
He's the analyst. Yeah,
he's the analyst.
Yeah, he used to play for TCM back in the day.
Cool,
He got comebacked on by Envy at Ghost Champs, if you remember.
Oh shit. I don't remember any of that shit, bro. I mean, no disrespect to him. I'm sure he's doing his thing over there. Toronto's a great team. I just, you know, some of these guys. And then
no, it was Epsilon with Swanee.
And then it's weird to me that where's I feel like has RJ ever done these?
No, Austin Easy Max done every single.
Why does he do
no,
every one?
You know RJ, bro. RJ ain't gonna be in the video, man.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with RJ? He never wants to get in the spotlight. You know, he never wants to do anything.
I said it on the last show. We were doing a live show in Jersey, and we'll talk about the schedule in a minute. But FaZe is not playing on Sunday. We get RJ to Sloth Bear on Twitter and tell him that he needs to be a guest on our show on Sunday.
That'd be lit. That'll be lit. We can get him on the show.
Worst about it is, yeah, he's a fucking beautiful guy.
He is. He's a good-looking chap. He's a good-looking guy. He's a good guy. He's a good-looking guy.
Have you seen what it looks like now? Trey's got like he didn't get like a haircut through the pandemic. This guy has long hair. It's actually funny.
Here, let's finish through the rest of this video so we can continue this conversation.
Let's watch it. I'm roasting him, but it's all good.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.
You know, just putting the other group to try to balance the groups a bit more.
We're going to be sending Florida over to the other group. They're constantly improving, and I did not like how they looked against us in our match. That guy Neptune is hitting his final form, so we don't want to play those guys.
Was evolving. We'll be sending LA Thieves to the other group because, you know, you don't know what roster they're going to come out with, but they're going to be frying, so.
That's the truest reasoning we've said all day.
Wait, what did he say? What did Dylan say?
Go back and watch it.
Yeah,
what
did he say?
The group, cause LA Thieves to the other group because, you know, you don't know what roster they're going to come out with, but they're going to be frying, so.
That's the truest reasoning we've said all day.
No way.
I don't know what.
I'm running my own play for the game win. I can't pin anything that gets in my way.
We'll be moving Paris to the other side. We just can't beat those guys. Simple.
You said that every single time.
We just can't beat you guys. We'll send Seattle the other side. Can't beat those guys. Paris to the other side because we just can't beat those guys.
Because you know why? Because we just can't beat those guys. That's the second time.
We're playing them at 3 o'clock every time. We can't beat them. Just send them over there.
Is this chalk, bro? What, to go Paris and then Los Angeles Gorillas?
Major, you know, simple reason.
Yeah.
Same shit. All right, we'll end it there, man. Listen, that shit is funny. I actually like the way they edit those videos, to be honest.
They're pretty well edited.
Yeah, they're well edited.
Someone on Reddit also pointed this out, and I was putting to the thread. If you want to pull up the groups again, this is totally like by coincidence. The groups are like kind of color coded. You got all the teams with like red logos.
You're right. It's like the warm colors on one side and the cool colors on the other side. What the fuck? Wait, that's actually kind of crazy. That is crazy. Wow.
Shout out to who pointed out on Reddit.
I don't know.
Young Staple Gun on Reddit.
You gotta be faded to point that out. You gotta be faded to point that out. Like that guy's probably faded off the fucking papaya, and he's sitting there like, whoa, bro, like the warm colors are on one side and the cool colors on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Good observation out of him, though. I'll respect it.
Yeah, but after getting your opinions, Ben, Trey, you got any opinions on these groups? Anything looks strong? One group looks stronger than the other? Like anything that catches your eye? What's going on, Trey boy?
It's a fucking shit show. That's what it is. It's an absolute shit show. Like,
what's going on, Trey?
On one side, you've got. Well, I texted Dom today, the London coach, and I said to him because I didn't know the groups in it, so obviously they know, and they know the groups, blah blah.
Yeah.
So I messaged him like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, what's the group?" He told me. I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well, the way I see it, you know, Atlanta FaZe best team in the game right now. OpTic, you know, I feel like OpTic can, you know, hit some stride in Group A. LA Thieves, like you said, you don't know what roster they're coming out with. Day-to-day thing with them.
Yeah.
London and LA Thieves have probably matched each other with how many roster changes they've made this year.
Yep.
One's fault, one's the other fault, you know.
Yep.
Apologies for that, London. I think New York with ASIM are one of the best hardpoint teams in the game, if not the best hardpoint team in the game.
And by the way, now Asim is not playing on 80 ping or whatever it was when he was sitting in the 6. So
yeah, I mean, even when he was in there, I always said New York probably the best hardpoint team in the game, teamwork wise, anything like that. Paris, you know, you got Paris. You know, I feel like they give a lot of people close games and stuff like that, close hardpoints and stuff like that. And then obviously London's been dealing with a lot of things this year, and you know, Marcus Afro, you know,
he's good, bro. That kid's good.
Yeah, calling my son. I was, you know.
Oh yeah, you're his dad, or you his godfather, Trey?
So we were both like on the bench. London picked him up, and then we played challenges together. And then obviously you got the call up.
Yeah.
I told him not to go and whatnot, you know, due to like London's position and stuff like that. I'd rather work with him for the rest of the year and stuff like that. Teach him the ways, blah blah. But you know, he had contract obligations to go out there, and ever since he went out there, he's been fine. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely doing his thing. I think London's not getting the results they want, but individually, people are shining. You know, like Paul's been shining a little bit. Afro's been doing his thing. So, they got some pieces to build around for sure.
You got to cut him some slack as well for this year. You know, they've been dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, they've been dealing with a bunch of shit, as well as a lot of teams. And then on the other side, I personally think Group B is better. I feel like Group B.
Agreed.
I feel like it's more top heavy. I feel like when I look at Group A, I see FaZe's S tier. I see FaZe's at S tier, and then the next tier I see OpTic, LA, New York, no order, and then you just have Paris and London. So I think FaZe can be at the top. Then OpTic, LA, New York will be battling for like those, you know, those top 2 and 3 spots, and then you got those other guys. And then in Group B, like, I don't know who the fuck's gonna come out on top here. You know, you got Dallas that just got top 2. You got Ultra, who's arguably top 2 in the game, if not top 3. You know, if not one of the best. They won an event, right? You got Minnesota, who's looking to turn things around. They've showed glimpses. Same with Florida. I mean, they definitely have talent on their teams. And then again, you have Los Angeles Gorillas in Seattle, and you know, going back to LAN, Seattle looked a little bit better. They still didn't beat any top teams. So to me, a lot of people I think have been really dragging that Seattle Surge LAN event. Because I just think I personally think they just beat bad teams again. Like they just.
I mean,
they got it. Go ahead, Trey.
I saw the Maven thing where it said like you beat who you should beat, which is facts. You know, that's what Tom just said there. You beat who you should beat.
Yeah.
They looked way better. Like they looked way better. Like Sam was piecing and whatnot. But I mean, like in theory, when you look at it, they probably should have beat OpTic. But you know,
it's just weird to me because it's like. Bro, nothing happened at that LAN event that like shocked the fucking world. Did anything shock you guys? Because nothing shocked me.
I mean, you could argue
Dallas beating
Ultra, run, but like, you know,
Dallas beating Ultra shocked me.
Yeah, I guess. But listen, there could be a variable here or there where one team like, you know, catches fire and has a good week in a COD. And listen, Dallas is not a bad team. You know, they caught fire at the right time. I think Dallas could have done that online too. You know, and they were getting mocked. They were getting mocked by Toronto to kick things out. The first 2 matches weren't even close. Toronto was making them look dumb. I don't even know what happened. They kicked up. They won the control. They won a swing mode and was able to turn it around. All I'm saying is, listen, like we said on the show, or at least I said it, Ben, I know you said it a little bit. It's usually the same shit from online to LAN. I didn't see any differences in the outcome. I was like, wow, like on LAN is just crazy. I think for
the Dallas thing too, for me, like it's hard to know if that's correlated to like just getting and landing in that environment, or the fact that they finally had some practice under the belt with the team and they were starting to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trey.
I think team results were standard. I think there was a few players that played worse. I don't know if that's
small sample sizes though. They're playing like 1 or 2 series on LAN. It's hard to, you know.
Oh yeah,
but that too. You know, there's people that have a lot of experience. There's people that had no experience. I mean, as LAN goes on, people are always gonna get comfortable as time goes on. I mean, look at Shotzi last year.
This is what I'm saying though. It's just like we've got to the point now with Call of Duty where you can't have these bad series that LAN though. Like,
yeah, you can't.
You know, like we come from a time back on Black Ops 3 and whatnot where it's like, you know, you play your online league, you play so many matches, you go to LAN, blah blah blah. Like, come to the point now where it's like you said there, the online results to LAN results didn't differ, so
yeah,
the players shouldn't either.
Yeah, I mean, consistency is a big thing too. Like when you're on LAN, you have to perform.
I'm happy for, like, you know, it's one series, Ben, right? Let's say you play one series A, you lose it, you're out. Yeah, you know, that's fair enough. You know, obviously we haven't seen a lot of LAN, but like, I feel like this excuse of people like, oh, it's their first event, whatnot. You know, that's fair enough. But when it comes down to like your 5th event, 6th event, stuff like that, that's when like we're talking like top players here as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. And listen, bro, there's top players losing their spots. I mean, we saw the new roster with LA Thieves coming in, right? Listen, we talked to Kenny yesterday. He was giving us his thoughts on the change and stuff, but we never actually really talked about the roster that much yesterday. And I thought today would be a good time to actually talk about it. And I'm curious to see where you guys think this LA Thieves team is going to end up. Because personally, listen, I think they have a great roster, especially on paper. I think they have a really good roster. But again, I don't know if they're going to be able to take down some of those top 3, top 4 teams. I don't know if they have the right group of guys. They have a lot of talent, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Who do they play? Like, what's the order of teams they play? So they play, first week they play New York and London. So they've got like some interesting mix there.
Which is a good match. Good matches. They're good matches for them to kick things off.
So they play the next week. They play FaZe in Paris. So again, another kind of mix. They could probably, let's say 2 and 2. Let's be fair.
Who did they play first, Ben?
Oh, they play New York first.
There's your tester right there.
There's a test, but also New York needs to make sure they're cleaning up their shit too, because I think New York, right? They lose ASUM, and hey, that can mess up a fucking rhythm of a team. You know, they lose ASUM. They haven't been scrimming. He shipped all his shit here. So ASUM and those guys need to get back into the swing of things, because if they don't, they're gonna get smoked. They need to make sure they go back, make sure they're practicing, making sure they're going back right where they left off. Because you know how it is, Trey. You know, a week or two with another player like could throw everything off.
Oh,
it really
100%,
can.
100%. You know, you even when you first start playing with a new team, or like you make a roster change, same with LA Thieves or whatever, they've been chopping and changing, London been chopping and changing.
Yeah.
Like it can affect like the players that has been there consistently. Like you look at Shawnee there this year, like you keep changing players, blah blah blah, or like who's been in Kenny been changing, chopping. He's got Austin back now, who's a main AR, who's basically essentially like taking Kenny's like role, which it isn't because this game's like 2 ARs, but you know what I'm saying. Like he's been the only one there doing it.
Yep.
Like these roster changes, that's what I'm saying about a big first match. Like these roster changes are gonna prove like if it's the first match, they're gonna like. The first match has to be a good match. Like they can't just get 3-0 clubbed.
Yeah.
They literally can't.
The one thing that worries me about LA Thieves with their roster right now is like the aggression part of it. Who's that guy? Who's gonna be that guy standing there? Listen, man, John's doesn't play like that. Like John is more of like he's a slay sub.
He's kind of like a scum sub.
Yeah, he's like a scum sub. He'll play his angles, play his lanes. He's a great at it. He's great. That's fine. That's completely fine.
Draza plays pretty fast.
What's the roles on that team?
Does he though?
Kenny
is Draza like a playmaker?
I watched him play with the sub and challengers. He isn't like preem. He's not a preem type sub player. Like he plays pretty quick stuff.
Yeah, no, but we're like you're straight talking like you think this. Yeah, we're straight talking like you look at. No. Look at FaZe roster. They got 2 of them bastards.
Well, so like, let's talk about the FaZe roster, which is like, and here's the thing with the Thieves team too. It's like, I'm not so much now concerned about like fast, slow, like frontline action. I'm more curious on like who's spawning up in like the routes. Like who's going around, who's in the long routes. Like
they can figure that out though. They can figure that out.
It takes a little bit of time to figure it out.
But no one should have a set role like that. We're not back in Black Ops 2.
Exactly.
But people skip the steps in the system, and that's why bad teams stay bad.
Like I've had it a few times. You know, I've done it myself. Where like I can't do that. I've got an AR. But like if you got to do it, you have to do it. There's none of this like. There's none of this like. Like back in like you're known as the flanker, Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone else can make that play, they have to make that play.
I mean, bro, I was just thinking though, like I personally love draws on an AR. A lot of people in the chat are saying he's really fast. I don't have enough information on him. I haven't seen enough of him as a sub. What's up, Trey?
I would have loved to have seen Kenny run a sub.
I was just gonna. That's where I was going. I was like, and I said this yesterday in the show. I was like, I wonder if Kenny can go back to that role. Listen, we saw Kenny in World War II with the PPSH. When you put a good sub in his hands, you're gonna fry. I think that all went downhill a little bit when we went into Black Ops 4. The SOG comes out. The SOG shoots absolute fucking marshmallows. All the top subs are getting shit on. Bro, the first event back in Black Ops 4, the first event, me, John, Kenny, the top 3 subs, arguably TJ, all these top subs in World War II, we weren't doing well off the rip with the SOG. It just wasn't that type of gun where you can hit cuts and slay kills. So Kenny obviously wanted to make that switch to the Maddox, which is fine in Black Ops 4. But I feel like ever since that point, he never went back to the main sub role. And the thing is you know Kenny and how talented he actually is. Sure, he can run a Krig and ego chow everything and win all his ones. But you're way more impactful when you put somebody with that much talent on a sub.
Yeah, but here's my thing, Tom, is like I actually think that Draza's like from what I've seen of Draza the sub, like I think he's pretty good. Like
you could be right. You could be right.
Put Ken with the better gun in his hand, and they'll be able to kind of figure out the roles. Now, are they going to have enough time to kind of sort this out before the end of the season? We're going to see. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch. I want to go back though to the point about New York. To your thing, Trey, I was sort of thinking about this overnight. Like, this is the window. People always talk about like Clay, right? This is the window where he always gets his teams in the right spot. Think about where his last couple of teams have always been at the end of the year. They're always in that top 3 mix. They're always making the right plays. I think for New York, what happened in Major 4 was a great wake-up call for them. ASIM can't be the guy always just getting the shovel out and doing the dirty work. Everybody's got to pitch in if they want to be holding that trophy at the end of the season.
Yeah, they talk about that stuff
Now they're all in Texas. Now they have a chance to be face-to-face. They're going to get a nice break week here to kind of grind. And they're in a group where I would expect them to get top 2 in this group. And that's no disrespect to Chicago. I think is going to end up getting 3rd. I think this New York team is well-positioned to kind of jump in that 2nd spot in the league and be really interesting in the mix going into champs.
I mean, I agree. I think, it was a big wake-up call, like you said. And listen, the New York guys know this. They talk about it in the camp. They talk about these things like, we got to make sure we're all doing this, doing that. Asim said it on the show a few times. That's just how you win these days. Everybody's got to do everything. It's just too much talent, and there's no time for people. You got to fill in the gaps. You have to do your role. You have to be unselfish. You have to do what it takes to win.
Otherwise, the timings are all fucked. I mean, that's what teams have learned. Like, if you stick to the system, then you're able to make better timing calls because you're just sitting with your team's rules. If you're waiting for someone to go and push out a cut because you don't want to do it, then suddenly that person's going to get smoked and now you're in a trail. Like, it just, everything just kind of goes out of haywire if you're just not playing in.
It's all a COD nowadays is all a conveyor belt. Literally,
it's a conveyor belt.
Yeah,
and it's changing.
Yeah, 100%. If you're not there, if someone dies and you're not pushing that spot in the next 3 seconds, the timings are all off. You're probably all choked.
Like, listen, man, and this might be a super hot fucking take. This could be a really hot take. But I think if Black Ops 2 was played right now, it would be played way differently than what it was played back in the day. I think people would find different ways to play it. I think if you throw Sim,
that's an interesting take.
I think if you put Sim, Cell, BZ, and RCs on that Black Ops 2 game and let them go for a year, I think if you were to compare the way they play the game and how they move around the map compared to people back in the fucking day, it'd be completely different. It's just the generational switch, bro. As COD has developed, as people learn different things, the game has just developed into something so much different. Like you need, especially to take down a team like FaZe, like you just need 4 talented guys, and it's a whole different way of playing a game. They have a whole different outcome. It's not just about rotating and getting into a setup and holding your setups. Which was what I felt like back in the day. Rotate, hold your setups, and call it a fucking day. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you.
Have an anchor, have Parasite anchor on fucking slums, back fountain, and you have spawns,
I agree with you in terms of, like, they would play different and generational adaptation, I would say, like, to the new games. And like, going back then, Cell's probably going to find a way to camera something. It only takes him a week to sort something out.
It's not even about people are like, talking about the mechanics. Sure, the mechanics are different back then. There was no sliding or anything, but
I know, it's just people would find a way to make it faster.
Yeah, people would find a way to make it faster. They'd find different routes. They'd find different things. I feel like trading is on a whole nother level these days. Like, there's just been players who have just came and changed the game as time has gone on. It happens in every sport and every esport. As time goes on, the game evolves. Like the NBA. You see people draining threes from half court with ease sometimes now. Like, some of these players are like, they're crazy these days. I can only imagine what's going to happen, 20 years from now. Like, what the fuck we're going to see. You know what I'm saying, Ben? Does that make sense? I could be speaking really fucking fugazi shit right now.
Like,
this could be so stupid.
Trey has heard this bit before. Well, like, one of my, and Eric and Anderson and I have also talked about this a lot, which is I think that people have to understand that esports, literally, I'm thinking macro, right? Not talking specific to COD. Esports is so new that we have to understand that generational cycles are not on the macro level. They are micro and they are very fast. And that like gamers are getting better over time because organized esport activity is very new. The mindset, the prep work, like all of that is very new. And you're going to have these 2 to 3 year turnovers very quickly in talent in some games. Sometimes in like a Fortnite, for example, it happens in like 4 months. So in COD, I think you're just kind of in the middle of it now. We've seen a lot of people coming from challengers this year. Saw a lot of people kind of filter in last year, folks over from the Halo scene. And then obviously that's when Simp and Cell and them came over and Dashi a couple of years before. So I think we're just kind of getting in that mix and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I see some people too. Listen, bro. Yo, people in the chat be saying some real stupid shit sometimes. Like, oh, COD is dead. Oh, when Scump retires, COD's done. Like, guys, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, COD has built a pretty good foundation for itself where I'm pretty sure COD is going to be okay. The only thing that worries me with COD is Warzone. I can see Warzone coming in and stealing the fucking show. and it'll just have a lot more viewers. You know what I'm saying? Like Warzone is just so big across the board, but I think competitive COD is going in the right direction. I think a lot of you guys are looking at the live viewers recently, but that happens every year. There's always a certain part of the year where the viewership goes down. I think going back to LAN, getting some fans back, gonna have champs on LAN, going to these big events again, I think it's gonna bring back a lot of those fans. I think a lot of people are gonna want to watch again. And you know, it all comes down to what's on the line as well. Some of these league matches, there's nothing on the line, so people don't want to watch. You know, they can be kind of boring at times. So I think, what's up, Trey?
That's what I was gonna say. Like a lot of people, like I understand the COD was on, like the major was on, everyone was there, blah blah blah, and everyone says it's dead, whatnot. But like, we're at the time of the game now where you just look at it, like you already see the top 8 teams and there's no upset.
Yeah.
Like even at a major, like there's no real upset. Like even if one of the bottom teams won the major, like they're still not even in the top 8.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like, and I mean that, like, to all the 4 teams, like bottom 4, like you've still got a shot, of course, but like the fact that you can win a major and still not even break the top 8, like no
it
one
just
really
doesn't
wants
matter. It's just the way the format is. It doesn't matter.
We talked about this with when Dan was on the show. Like, I think this format can work, but Dan had a really good idea, which is like maybe you do it sort of the way that the NBA E-League worked like the first season, which is like when you have those mini tournaments in the middle of the season, if you win that, you're guaranteed champs. And it's like, Trey, it'll kind of be like the Premier League with the Champions League and the Europa League spots. It like cascades down from there. You know what I mean? If a first place team, like let's say Atlanta FaZe had won 2 events this year, like, you know, the rest of the auto allocated spots go farther down the standings.
Yeah.
That would make an event like this matter. It's like, okay, well, I was throwing the first 4 stages, but if we come out and just lift the trophy at the end of Major 5, then we know we can carry off the champs and see if we can get the prize at the end of the season.
My issue 100%, and I know everyone has this issue, is the fact that if you have a slow start by Major 3, let's say let's take London for example, roster change, can't get people out there, blah blah blah, all the time, changing. By Major 3, your year's chalked.
Yep. It's done.
There's no champs at the end of it where you can make a run like take it like we did last year. Yeah, like I had the worst 2 scrims, like worst 2 months of scrims of my life. We were looking down, we didn't play well. At champs, we come through, we get 4th. Yeah, like you see us all say it on Twitter, like that was a heist. We call it the robbery. Yeah, we didn't deserve that. And it's the same in this year. But halfway through the year, yeah, you look at the table, the top teams are still secure. Yeah, FaZe won Major 1, yeah, Major 2, whatever. If they win 2 majors, yeah, they could lose all the matches for the rest of the year, and they're still at champs.
Yeah, they're still there.
There's no fall off for the top teams.
A lot of people are talking about the YouTube viewership too. I mean, it's YouTube, man. The live viewership is never going to be as good, but you know, on the back end of things, when you look at the VODs, it has a lot of viewers. You know, like
VOD viewership is fantastic.
Yeah, it has millions of views. COD is killing it, man. It's killing it. A lot of people watch COD. They do. It has millions of views. You can talk all you want about the live views, but you know, go to the YouTube channel. Go look at all the VODs. Go look at how many views they have. They have millions. You know, they're doing good. And I think the content's been good too.
Of course, the viewership's going to be low as well. Me and Tom are not in the league. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, Trey. You know what I'm saying? We're not in there. So of course, of course, 150,000 people are suddenly not going to, you know, watch. You know.
Wait. When we were in the studio, Tom, like we had over 100K on some matches. You know, like
you know, guys. Listen, me and Trey killed COD. No, just kidding. You know what I'm saying? But that's listen. That's the main thing is people are saying, you know, when Scump is gone, Formal, all these fucking guys, you know, the big names. The fucking, you got Crimsix and Clay and Scump before, like when all these guys are gone, where's COD gonna be? And you know, that's why I say, you know, a lot of these guys gotta make sure that you know, they're building their brands and doing their things, because even a lot of players now, like I don't know what the fuck they're doing when they're done. You know, I don't know what they're gonna do, like where they want to go. A lot of players, they don't really put themselves out there, and the thing is like you can be a pro player for a year, and the next year, you know, where the fuck are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? You know,
I mean, you look at it like now, yeah, like you say it, I'm a likable guy, whatever.
Yeah, you're very likable.
You know, but that doesn't relate to streaming, YouTube, or anything like that. Like, let's say this year, yeah, I haven't really done much this year. You know, I played challenges, I streamed a bit, but you know, if I don't get a spot next year, I don't really have it. You know, I ain't got nothing to fall back on. Then you know, winning events doesn't help. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You get forgotten about after winning an event after 2 months.
Yeah, because then you go on to the next event, and everybody they only remember the last. You know,
if you don't win back to back, like I troll nowadays about my win. Yeah, I troll about it. Half the people don't even know I won.
Yeah, bro, they don't. They really
You know what I'm
don't.
saying?
I mean, bro, like you know, listen, people just forget, Trey. They forget. I mean, it's really quick. That's why people always say, you know, how soon do people forget? How soon do they forget? Because it's true. It's true. Hey, bro, you're on your high, bro. The highs are high, but they don't last very long. Because
I done a little. Sorry to cut you off, Tom. I done a little stream today, and someone was like, "Were you on FaZe back in Black Ops 4?" I'm like, "Bro, that was like 2-3 years ago." Yeah. Like that wasn't that long ago. And he's like, "Oh man, I miss you." Blah blah blah. It's like they really do forget so quickly, and that's nothing to do with like their brains, like, you know, goldfish memory. No. That's because personally, I looked at that message and I think, yeah, I haven't done anything to like for anyone to remember me by like
consistency.
YouTube and like
I mean, you like people like FaZe, you know, they always find themselves at the top, and you know, stuff like that when they show their consistency. That's how you do it. Like that's how you stay remembered. You have to show the consistency through it all. But it's like, it's just crazy how like one year can go so good and the other year can go so bad. You know, you just don't know what's gonna happen, which is why I think a lot of these pro players need to make sure that they're focusing on a game plan here. Like, what do you want to do? What are your goals? What do you see yourself doing in the future? Because if you don't set something up, if you don't plan your future, it's not good. It's not good. Like
that's why I'm glad. Like last year when I got dropped on New York, Tom, that all I focused on was getting better. And you know, that's why I done some madness to get onto that and like be better, be a better person. Not like let money get consistent in my brain. And
I mean, even somebody in the chat, he goes, "Who's this guy?" I mean, guys, this is Zero, man. This is Trey. Like, bro, hey, Trey is a really good fucking COD player, man. Like, he's good. Like, he's really fucking good.
And that's why I'm glad that I didn't get dropped this year, due to being like shit.
Yeah, bro, you were on a starting roster. You were on a top 12 COD league starting roster, and you didn't play one map. Not one. You couldn't get into the country, so they didn't play. And it's almost like now people just forget how good you actually are. Like, Trey, you are a good fucking player.
That's why I'm glad I didn't get dropped for like being shit, because then people really do forget about you.
Oh yeah, because then they just don't care.
When I was on New York, that was like, and I got dropped, that was some of the most depressing times ever, because I couldn't even get a look in because people thought I was shit.
Yeah, and listen, man, and then you find yourself in that cycle, right? Like a lot of players are losing their spots right now, and they're all going to play in challengers. And you know, personally for me, I don't want to play in challengers. After playing at the top, at the pro level for 8-9 years, like say I wanted to go play challengers, say I got dropped from my team or something, I would just probably not do it anymore unless I actually figured out, unless I felt like there was a way for me to get right back to the top, you know, like if I felt like I was that good. But I'm saying, like, without like expansion teams coming in, if that's actually what's happening, because that's the rumor on the street, like I don't know if people are gonna find spots.
Yeah,
and for all I know, we're gonna, you know, a month before expansion teams are gonna come out of nowhere. Like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, a lot of these people have no idea what's happening next year. They have no idea, and we won't ever know. We won't ever know.
It's potentially a crazy. I mean, we've talked about this a couple times on the show. Like, you know, it's the end of the second year of the league, so anyone who signed a deal at the beginning and you're on zero, I guess. And if they didn't sign an extension, they're now a free agent. So you're going to have a couple of teams that are going to come off of disappointing seasons, and they're going to clean house. And you're going to have a lot of superstars looking for homes. It's going to be another one of those sketch or be sketch seasons. You're going to see players grouping up in duos and trios and going to orgs and say, sign all 3 or 2 of us. Yeah. And we'll see how it mixes out. We'll be covering it live on the show, I'm sure, for sure.
I mean, bro, put it this way, too. Look at somebody like Rated in Warzone. He's earned what, 250 grand this year so far?
Yeah,
just off Warzone. That's more than half the league. That's more than half the COD league.
As much as me and Reese had problems, like, and that guy is fucking killing it. And I watch his streams. Obviously, I don't know how he feels about me, but like I don't even get into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he's killing it. I watch his streams a lot. Like, he is unbelievable at Warzone, one of, like, if not the best.
But because he was a professional Call of Duty player who was very good, you know, he was a talented player, which that's pretty much every pro in the league. There's a reason why these pros are in the league, because they're very talented COD players. If you get some of these pro players grinding Warzone for a few months, give them 2-3 months, let them learn the game, let them learn the rotations, learn the different guns, figure out, you know, all the little things of Warzone. Like me, Clay, and Ace were playing the Warzone tournament. And bro, we were just learning match after match. You're like, dude, we should do this. We're seeing people do this, do that. Like, we were just so behind. And it's like, if a lot of these pro players make the switch, imagine how competitive that could be. You know, a lot of these players say like Zinni, Slack, TJ, like if they don't find themselves on a pro team, what's stopping them from making a core 3 to go grind Warzone and start hopping into these Warzone tournaments and streaming every single day? And next thing you know, they're professional Warzone players making more than they ever were doing the COD League stuff.
And that's one thing that does tell me about the CDL is when people go core 3. Like, it happened to me like the year before in MW. Like, there's a lot of teams where like you just don't fit because they've gone as a core 3 and they're just looking for like another 2 that are stuck together. If you don't stick together in the CDL, like you are, like it is hard. Like, I'm lucky that like I'm really good friends with Lamar. Lamar thought I was good, and like I was lucky to get in that spot like with you guys. Like I really was. Because him and Dill and you and whatever, like that was the core 3, and you just get lucky being in that. And if you're not communicating and connecting in Call of Duty, it's really hard. Like it is, and that goes for anything, not just Call of Duty.
It pretty much goes for anything in life.
Life. Yeah, that's literally life.
Like, and relationships are important,
And that's why I'm waiting till teams are like starting to look to do what they want to do, and then that's where I'm gonna start trying to do my thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone else should be doing that.
Yeah, they should be. They definitely should be. Like, going back to the Warzone shit too, it's like, bro, you see people like like Formal, Scump, and Karma, like in this fucking Warzone tournament and in the top 5, top 10. It's like, bro, even us, me, Clay, Nason, we're top 25. It's like out of 50 teams, there's so many Warzone professionals behind us. It's like, bro, can you guys imagine if we actually grinded this shit? Like, we might be able to get into the top 10, top 5, maybe even fuck around and win the fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, there's so many different possibilities for players, and sometimes I feel like people aren't seeing it. Like, I feel like people might be stuck in challenges right now, and they think there's a way out, but there might not be a way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to be realistic with themselves sometimes and really understand that you might need to want to start thinking about something else. Because with the talent that's in the league right now, Trey, it's difficult, bro. It is hard.
Of course, and starting from challenges is very hard. Like, there's a lot of challenges players that I played with this year. There's a lot of challenges players that I played with this year in Europe that I think are fucking nasty.
Yeah.
But with the current connections and everything like that in the league, like, I said to him like I'm pretty confident I'm gonna get a spot next year. But I'm not being complacent about it. I'm just confident in myself, and the people I know and the people that know how I play and know how good that I am.
Yeah.
I'm confident I can do that. But if people ain't watching, a lot of people ain't watching challenges like that to where they'll be like, we'll get him and he's big good.
There's certain people. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of pro players who don't even look at young talent and stuff like that. Like,
I know.
One thing for challengers I'll say though is the ecosystem's going to change next year. Let's say hypothetically. I mean, this is obviously God willing on COVID and variants and things locking up and opening up. If we're able to have the big events next year and people can go challengers and LAN, I'm sure the elite program will culminate in some sort of, I would guess, in some sort of final on LAN. Like, there are a lot of opportunities to play like big high profile matches in the challenger side on LAN, and I'm sure there's a way to balance being in challengers and also grinding Warzone at the same time. I'm sure it can be done, and people can thread the needle on both.
I mean, people can do a lot of things. People can go to challengers and go get a degree. People can go to challengers and go to college. I mean, bro, I was going to college. I was on Envy. I was on FaZe. I was in college. I ended up dropping out eventually because FaZe was like, listen, we want you really focused on this. But look, Slasher was going to school. Slasher was a professional for many years. He was still doing online classes, going to school.
Slasher was building Iron Man whilst winning events.
Yeah, this guy's building robots. This guy's building fucking robots. He got a degree. It's like, hey, there's no excuses, man. Like, people need to be able to balance their time. That's just part of doing it. Like, if they want to go all in and just strictly grind COD, they can. But listen, man, it's hard. It's not easy. Like, people think it's so fucking easy. It's like, it's very, very difficult. The players at the top of the league in this franchise league are very, very talented from top to bottom. And yes, there's players at the bottom of the league that are probably going to lose their spots, but that's because they're not performing. There's a lot of talent out there. There's so many good players, and there's only so many spots. It's so limited. But we'll see. We'll end up seeing what happens at the end of the year. People are still changing. But I want to get you guys' prediction on the top 3 for the groups. So we'll start with you, Trey. Who do you think is top 3 of Group A, top 3 Group B?
I love everyone in London. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm gonna be, brutally honest.
Yeah.
I'm not on the spot anymore. So.
Yeah.
It's gonna be FaZe, New York, and OpTic. For Group A, that's top 3.
Yeah. Group B.
Group B is gonna be I think it just stays as it is.
Dallas, Ultra, Minnesota.
Yeah. No, I think Ultra first. But other than that, I think the top 3 just stay the exact same.
I actually agree. I actually agree. I was gonna go FaZe, New York, OpTic, and then I was gonna go. Depending on how New York plays and OpTic plays, you can interchange them, like OpTic New York, OpTic. It depends what team we're gonna come out and see. And then Group B, I think is gonna be Toronto, Dallas, Minnesota. I think that's gonna be top 3. Maybe Florida would interchange with Minnesota. Like they might fight for that spot. We'll see. I really don't know. But Ben, do you agree with that, or do you think you have a little bit of different?
My Group A top 3 right now is gonna be FaZe, New York, OpTic. I do think it will probably come down to that last match, OpTic versus Thieves, on who gets that last spot in the group. For Group B, it's tough between Toronto and Dallas, because Dallas just like couldn't beat Toronto for most of this year and then beat them at land. So I have literally no idea.
Maybe that land though kicked like Dallas in the arse though, like to go up a gear. You know what I'm saying? Like online they didn't look good at all. Like Ellie.
They were starting to get better though before the major. It wasn't like just came out of 100% nowhere. I'm gonna say, just for the sake of the matchup, I'm gonna put Toronto first in that group, and then Dallas second. And I feel pretty confident about Minnesota in third, but who the fuck knows when people are going 3 and 2? Like anything could happen between Florida and Minnesota in this group. I like the Minnesota boys. It's just like we haven't seen a nice little dominant run from them. And again, anything can happen in these groups, man. You lose to like LAG or Seattle, and suddenly you got to beat all of the good teams in your group. Otherwise, your tiebreaker is going to be all messed up. So
yeah. We'll see. I think regardless, we got 2 good groups. I think it's gonna be very entertaining. I'm very excited to get this new stage on the road. I'm happy that we'll be doing the LAN thing again. I'm not sure what's going on with the fans or anything like that. Ben probably knows. I'm not sure if you could talk about it. But there's probably gonna be maybe some fans there, maybe not. I have no idea what the hell's going on. But I think for the most part, as long as we're on LAN, I think that's the main thing. So just to have the guys back on LAN competing on the big stage is insane. It's incredible. Shout out to the colleague for making it happen. I think it's been a rough year, man, with the COVID stuff and everything going on. I think they've done a great job just keeping everybody going and keeping the tournaments pumping. You know what I'm saying? So we got 2 good groups, but I think we'll go to the chat, man. We'll ask some questions and we'll call it a day. One thing I'm waiting on too is that video from Crim. I want to see what Crim does when he comes out and makes this video about Huke.
He tweeted that it's going to be delayed another week, that he's writing things up.
He's at a wedding right now. He's at a wedding. He's
going through the mix. Okay, so we'll probably talk about it next week, I assume then.
And then we can also talk about these matches. I mean, we're kicking things off on Thursday, July 8th. With Atlanta FaZe and the London Royal Ravens. I think FaZe is going to mop them. I'm just being honest. I think it's going to be a 3-0, 3-1.
I'll be honest, looking at these Thursday matches, I'm not off work till 6. We might not be able. This might be a very fast day on Thursday.
Yeah, it might be a fast day.
No disrespect to the London or Paris boys. But...
No, I mean, it's 2 matches, and, it's the bottom half. It's bottom teams going up against top teams. I mean, I could see Paris OpTic getting mixy if Paris is having a good day.
That's what I was going to say. That's why, remember what I said about Paris just, like, keeping people close? Like... OpTic, this is time OpTic need to like go hard, like.
OpTic's in a position where they like, they need to. It's not like they're gonna get second. They could theoretically get third in the standings. I agree. Like, would like to see OpTic do the United, bro. Come in and win Major 5 and then win champs and just do the double at the end of the season.
Yeah, they can do it.
That's the time to do it. And I expect that team, understanding that they did not have the place and they liked the Major 4, that has got to be the final motivator of the team. There's nothing else beyond this for them to understand what they need to do to get to the elite level, which is for them, it's that or bust.
Yep. And then,
I was gonna say this is your last chance.
Yeah,
he is done.
Yep. And then for people that are in the chat, I just want to let you guys know that on July 11th, we're going to be doing a Flank IRL. We're going to be doing a live Flank. We're going to have an audience there and everything. The New York subliners are setting everything up. We're hoping everything goes and runs as smoothly as possible. We're still working on how we're going to set it all up and where we're going to put the crowd and how we're going to set up the desk.
It's going to be smooth. I'm gonna get there. Well, I'm not worried about the tech stuff on the show, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it'll be all good. But if you guys do want to get tickets, make sure you grab them fast because I'm pretty sure they're almost sold out. Most of them were bought.
When we talk to New York, the tickets are going fast. There's a lot of other stuff going on in the event too. If any of the mods in the chat want to push the command, that'll link to the website. You can see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're gonna be interacting, man. I'll be talking to some of the fans. We'll do some signings and meet and greets. There'll be barbecue there. There'll be some food and stuff. We're just gonna be chilling. It's gonna be a watch party. We'll be watching the games, and then Obviously, Ben and I will probably have like a little room in the back or something where we can watch the games, so we can you know, talk about them after. We obviously want to watch the games so we know what the hell we're talking about after the fact, but we'll be doing some cool stuff with the fans, man, having a good time. So if you guys want to come out and show some love during the IRL Flank, you know, come out and say what's good. And just to let you guys know, July 11th, if you guys are interested, we've tweeted about it a bit, so make sure to go check it out. But let's go to the chat for some questions, Ben. I don't know if you've seen any that caught your eye. Somebody says, what do you guys think Minnesota needs to do to contend with the top 5 teams, seeing as they are 6?
Get better at respawn.
Yeah, the hard point, man. The hard point's killing them.
Like the hard point has been their absolute struggle all season. They need to start off these series on the right foot. It can't just be on Garrison. Hard point. They got to deepen their map pool if they want a chance against the elite teams in the league.
Yep, I agree. I think their hard point is a mess. I think they really need to work on that. And just get themselves on the same page. I mean, they just need to keep at it, you know. Don't give up. Make sure that they keep putting in the time, because they are right there. They're in that top 5, top 6 spot. You know, in order to get to the top, you know, keep learning the game. Keep trying to get better. You know, don't give up on it, because you never know. At the end of the year, you make one crazy run, and you're a world champion. So they're definitely they're going hard right now, and they're not going to give up. I know those guys over there, and they've been doing their fucking thing. So, you know, best of luck to them. Somebody said, when are we getting the Cellium and Crim video? What the fuck is that? The Cellium and Crim video.
Cellium and Crim video?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Unless you know. I have no idea.
Is there someone confusing Huke and Crim video?
Nah, Crim tweeted something about a porno.
Oh,
that's fucking. He's fucking trolling.
MC's sus gimmick, bro.
Yeah, he's sus. He's trolling. I don't know what's going on with Cellium, man. He's got this sus gimmick. It's his whole fucking thing now. He said it's for the month, and then he's gonna go on to a new gimmick. So we'll see.
Tell me what his new gimmick is next month. I actually like it. I'm not gonna expose, but it'll be a more interesting gimmick than whatever the F this is right now.
Yeah.
Fucking that kid.
Listen, somebody asked a question again about OpTic, about, you know, why aren't they making a change again? We've talked about this, man. We've answered this question so many times. They're not gonna change, bro. They're probably gonna wait to the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
I think the rosters are locked anyway. I don't really think you can make a change at this point, right?
Is it done? Are they completely locked for now?
I don't know if roster lock was this week or if it's like the week of major.
I think roster lock's for the major. I think. I might be wrong.
Before the major, okay.
Yeah, I might be wrong though.
Somebody said, will the FaZe roster be broken up after the season or stay the same? No, they're gonna stay the same. I mean, why would
stay the same?
They've been in the grand finals for 2 years. They've been in the grand finals for 2 years. You know what? They're not changing, that's for sure. And the thing is too, hey, they get along. Like they really get along inside and outside the game. Like those kids are good friends with each other. Like
what breaks up teams in Call of Duty is, you know, there are macro friend circles in the Call of Duty scene. And I don't want to get too in depth into it because we could spend 45 minutes talking about it. But in the sense we're talking that camp, whenever I talk to them, is that there are no other players out there, for the most part, that those players are going to leave and pick up this team to go team with. They enjoy playing with each other. And I think the most important thing is that the players and the coaching staff have really good harmony. And like, I don't think the player is going to pick up and go to another org and not move with that coaching staff. So I think that team is sticking together for a long time. And they probably benefited with the reduction from one player on the roster because everybody can eat on the salary side for them to stay at cap. And plus, Tom, they're winning so much prize money. Yep. You have to think that also, you know, that factors into your decision if you move to a team. If I'm just going to take the bag but not win prize money, it's like, what am I doing here? I'm leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah. Like I said, the only way one of them leaves is if they're getting shit on, or one of them gets offered $1 million contract.
100%, which is listen, I can see those FaZe guys, you know, taking pay cuts too to play with each other. Like, why not?
Why would I go get a, like, you know, you take $1 million contract, but then you're teaming with, unless some team's going way over the cap.
What I'm saying is, like, that, you know, it's same as any other sport. You know, someone could offer them that, you know, and they'll be like, you know what, $1 million guaranteed. This guy,
maybe,
you know.
maybe it could happen. It could happen. You know, if a team really wants to go for it and try and spend the cash and try and split them apart, why not? Give it a fucking go. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
me neither,
it could.
That's the only, I feel like that's the only thing I can see that would happen where they'd be like, you know what, I might go.
Yeah. It would just be a dumb strategy by that team because you're tossing one player the mega bag and you're not going to be able to get the players you want for the other 3 spots. As we've talked about time and time again on the show, you need 4 players that believe and play in the same system. And if you're putting kind of weird pieces together, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
All I'm saying is, Ben, I'd take the min to play with Sim.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would. Listen, man, and then somebody was like, do you think the Dallas getting rid of Huke looks a little bit better now after everything that happened? I think it does. I think it looks a little bit better for sure. I mean, I'm going back to my initial point I said on the show fucking month or two ago whenever, like a month ago, whenever LA Thieves got Huke, I was just like, what are they going to do? Are they just going to keep, because when they got Huke and then they ended up putting him on the bench, they ended up bringing him back. Yeah. Now the rumor on the street, you know, or did they announce it? I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, they announced it.
It's like, what are they doing with Huke? You know, they spent so much money on this guy. It's like, you might as well fucking sell him if they can. You know, they're gonna look.
I don't think anyone's gonna buy him at this point in the season.
Why would anyone buy him when you know the top 8 teams are kind of like set?
Now it's chalked. Now it's chalked. I mean, I'm saying, you know, originally when they first got Huke and they put him on the bench after a week, I was like, what the fuck is the plan here? And like, you know what I'm saying? You bought this kid, you spent all this money for him, and he's on the bench. So what's the plan? You know, like, you might as well play him. And if you don't want to play with him, then, you know, he's just sitting there. You know, he's just fucking sitting there. And I don't know what you could do. His contract might be guaranteed, so they can't terminate it or anything. Like, I don't know what's going on there. And then also, a thing with Kyler is like, bro, Kyler's a good fucking player. He's just like, he's just, you know, stupid shit he's doing dumb shit. You know, he's doing dumb shit. I love Kyler. I think he's a good kid and a very good player. I just don't know what the heck's been going on with him the last few months, man. He's just, you know, it doesn't seem like he's very into it right now. It seems like his head's like out of the game a little bit. Listen, Crim's gonna make a video about it. Kyler made a video about it from his side. The LA Thieves guys talked about it a little bit. Kenny obviously on the show yesterday. So people can say whatever they want and give their own opinions on it. But to me, it just seems like he's a little out of it. His head's not really in the game right now, and you know, at the top level like this, your head's got to be in the game. Your head's got to be in the game. You got to be ready to go, and you know, this shit's gotten really serious now. So there's no time to fuck around. There's no time. But other than that, man, somebody says Dallas Empire or Dynasty if they go back to back at champs. No. Even if they win champs, bro, I don't know why like champs is considered like, I understand it's the biggest tournament. There's a ring and everything, but like, you can't call them a dynasty if they win champs again. There's no way. Would you guys call them a dynasty?
No, because I wouldn't call them the best.
They'd be up there with some of the best teams of all time.
Oh, of course.
Dynasty would imply that they were good.
You solidify yourself in the Hall of Fame, but like if someone said to me like Dallas won champs, I'd be like, okay, FaZe are the best team all year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the thing too is like, if Dallas wins champs, what team would you rather grab going into next year, FaZe or Dallas? FaZe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand champs is the biggest event of the year. I understand there's a ring. I understand there's more money on the line. So people, you know, rate it the highest. I get that. And I agree with it. But it's just one event. It's just another event. Like, it really is. Like, if you talk to a lot of pro players about champs and people who have won champs are just like, dude, honestly, it felt like every other event. Everybody's going hard as fuck. Everybody's playing for money. It's pretty much the same thing. The only thing that's different is the ring. I think the ring people go crazy for. Like, people go crazy for that ring. But it's 1 week in a COD, guys. It is 1 week in a COD, just like every other tournament. So if a team comes out and plays, I understand there's more on the line. Like, the pressure is what people say to that argument, right? They're like, there's more pressure and stuff like that. That's understandable. I can get where people say that. But at the end of the day, you know, a lot of these pro players, you know, they've been playing through pressure at every event. You know, it's kind of just another event. You're used to it. Like, as a professional player who's played, I mean, Trey, was it just another event to you? Like, when you sat down on the main stage at champs, were you just like, all right, here we are again? You know, we're back on stage.
Yeah, you know, Tom, we have a bunch of fucking stories. I mean, your champs, my champs. We played champs together. We fucked up the first round one before. Like, we probably looked too much into it, you know? And that's, you know, that's on our bad, you know? But when you sit down at any stage, whether it's your bedroom desk or anything like that, you should go 110 regardless.
Yeah.
And LAN is no different regardless whether you're playing, you know, if FaZe are playing, you know, whoever bottom seed is, like, it doesn't change. You should go 110 regardless.
It's hard for me to talk about because I don't have a ring. So every time I talk about it, it just seems salty. People are like, even people in the chat are saying it's because you don't have a ring. But it has nothing to do with me not having a ring. For instance, Assault has a ring, but Octane doesn't. Who's the better AR, Assault or Octane? I think everybody in the chat would say Octane for the most part. I think what if Scump has one ring, Apathy has two? Who's better, Scump
I
or
mean,
Apathy?
if Scump never won a ring, would you call him one of the best subs of all time?
If Scump didn't win that ring in IW, remember people were always on Scump's ass about a ring. You gotta win a ring. You gotta win a ring. You gotta win a ring. And every time I talk to Seth, he's like, you know, I just gotta do it on that one weekend. I just gotta do it on that one weekend. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are. You gotta get it done on that one weekend. He finally gets it done on that weekend. He gets his ring. But there's like, for instance, just going back to the initial argument, you know, it's like, you know, Apathy has 2. So it's like one of those things where I understand champs, you get the rings, guys. It's fucking cool. But it's the fucking, you know who's better and who's not. Like, you don't just look at the rings and be like, oh, you know, this guy did it on this weekend twice, so he's better than this guy. That's the only reason why I have that argument. Because I think it's fugazi. People look at that shit way too much. They really do.
Look at it. Silly has a ring, and, you know, he hasn't performed this year. Would you say he's better than... who doesn't have a ring? That's fine. I couldn't tell you.
Cellium.
There you go.
Would you say he's better than Cellium? Like, Cell doesn't have a ring. Like, Cell is incredible. Cell is amazing. It is what it is. You know, bro. It's such a hard argument to say because it just sounds like so bad. It tries to down. I'm not downplaying people who've won champs. It's an incredible, bro. I wish I won champs. That's all I played for. I was dying to win a fucking ring. That's all I wanted. Of course, it's all I wanted. But it was hard because, you know, you have to perform on that one weekend and everybody's going hard as fuck. And you know how it is. Like, sometimes a team can just catch fire. You know, you just got to catch fire on that weekend. So, it's hard. But I do commend people who have won multiple rings. Like somebody like Clay, Crim with 2-3 rings, Apathy. It's cool, man. That shit's fucking dope. Like, that shit's hard to do. And that's why I think people really like it. Because, you know, it's the biggest event of the year. A lot of people saying Mickey Mouse ring from the Dallas Online shit. I think that's fucking fugazi. I think, again,
they were consistent all year.
Yeah, they were consistent all year. We see the same shit from online to on LAN. It's usually the same teams. I understand OpTic beat Dallas in the beginning of the year on LAN, but that was also in the beginning of the year, and Shotzi wasn't even anywhere close to where he became. It's like, you know, as time goes, like, I think if Dallas played OpTic at the end of the year on LAN in MW, who do you think wins that? If Dallas plays OpTic on LAN at champs in the grand
Dallas,
final,
100%.
You think Dallas wins, right? I mean, they were good. They were a good team. So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to say, guys. It's hard to say. But I think we're good, man. I don't know if there's any questions you saw left in the chat, Ben, that you wanted to answer, but
no, I think we're good.
I think we're good, guys. We're obviously gonna be doing shows depending on what's going on, but you know, we have a week or 2 off. Like, there's really not much COD being played. So we're just going to do shows as things come up and see where it goes. But I'll be streaming every day, man. So make sure to follow the stream. I'll be playing games every day. I'll be doing a lot of IRL stuff when I'm in LA. I'm going to be trying to collab with people and getting people on the stream. I'm going to try and get Asim on the stream since he's in Texas now. We'll play Valorant, GTA, COD, fucking, I don't know, Pummel Party, whatever. Play all kinds of fucking games, man. I'm going to hit up Michaela. I know a lot of you guys want to see my girlfriend on the stream. I was going to try and play some games with her tonight. She wants to play. Oh, she's in the chat. She's right there. That was weird. She just typed as soon as I started talking about her. She said, someone start some drama so there's an emergency flank. Yeah, we can make up some bullshit, babe. We'll start some drama. We'll start some drama. We'll get an emergency flank going. Let's get a witch in the chat. Show some love to Michaela, man. But I'm out, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Trey Zero, man, for coming on the show. Trey, you're the fucking man, bro. You know, I love you, bro.
You know, I got a lot, you know, I've got a lot of time on my hands now talking, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I miss hearing your voice. We got to start playing some games or shit if you're ever bored, bro. Come
Tom,
hang out.
I am always down to play games with you. Ben, hey. I know you love golf.
Speaking of golf, Ben, you know what the fucking do. You doing? Come on. Let's see what you got. Get the fucking putter. He's got a new putter. He's got a new putter, Trey.
Oh, it's good. Show the camera, Ben. I ain't seen it.
Oh, put your pants up. He's got again. But it's the same shit every time. It's the socks. No socks with slippers on.
Christ. It's a PG stream.
That's what I'm saying. He showed his dick.
Guy was throwing it back.
Oh, he's getting right into it. He's stepping up on the green. Slippers on, those socks. Basketball shorts on again. Shirt too small. He steps up, putter in hand. He's gonna... No, he's short. He's short, guys. Ben is short. He fucked up the putt. He missed it, guys. He lined it up again. He's going for number 2. He sinks it. Ben sinks it, but he misses the first one. We got to go to a post-game interview with Benji and Asim and figure out what's going on. Benji and Asim, what happened there on that first putt?
I just left it short, man. It was just not a good putt.
What happened, man? Was it the wind? Was it the mental? The sun coming through the window?
No, I'm getting used to it's a different type of putter. So.
Hang on a minute. Ben usually sinks those first time, right, Tom?
I did like 5 or 6 in a row.
He sinks them.
First time I'm on, he misses one.
Yeah. You know what it is, Trey boy? You make him nervous. You've always had.
Okay, bro.
I know.
You always
Does he always
have.
have to?
You always had. Listen, we had a vibey fucking team back in the day, bro.
I loved that. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite teams for sure, bro. That was one of my favorite teams. But hey, guys, we'll get Trey back on the show again. If he ever wants to come on, Trey, you're always down. You're always down to come on. Or you're always available to come on whenever you want to.
I'm always about. Yeah, I'll always hit you up before.
Yeah, you're a fucking man, bro. I appreciate you coming on. Make sure to go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on. Guys, please follow The Flank on Twitter. Go to @theflank on Twitter. Go follow it. Go show some love. Gersh is running socials over there. Go check out the YouTube channel. Go hit that subscription button, man. We're close to 70K subscribers on there. Trying to get the channel to 100K. So if you guys want to show some love to the YouTube, make sure to go do that. Make sure to follow the stream so you guys know when I'm live. And as always, guys, I fucking love y'all. We'll see you guys in another episode of The Flank. Have a good day. Later.